Okay, for the next piece, we're going to take a look at the scopes component of STEM Scopes, which is really the place that you're going to be spending most of the time. To access the scopes, you simply click on Scopes, and from here you're going to kind of see all of the choices that you have for kindergarten all the way up through 5th grade, and there's a scope or each one of these boxes that has everything that you need to teach that standard all the way through the 5E, and as well as differentiating for intervention, as well as moving forward for your students that are ready to move on within that scope. So we'll be taking time to look inside of what this is offered, but before we move into a particular grade level and scope, let me kind of show you the lay of the land here on this screen. So this is where you will land if you hit scopes. And you're going to see all the scopes. So that's the tab that we're open here. Probably the easiest way for you to get to where you're wanting to go is to simply come over here and choose your grade level. So you can choose, let's say we'll go to 3rd grade, and then you can actually choose by reporting category to jump down the page. So if I wanted to access Earth and Space, it would simply pull those up. Alternatively, if we go back to all scopes, you can scroll down and get to everything this way. So if I keep going, it'll go all the way up through 5th grade. So these are just shortcuts to help you jump where you want to on the page. Another feature you'll see on this Scopes page is the access to the teacher toolbox. We'll be looking at that in another section of the training, as well as talking about the visual glossary and the STEM coach in action. But I just wanted to draw your attention that that is an access point for these as well. I wanted to go ahead and take a look at these other tabs that are up here just to help you navigate, because as you start to use STEM Scopes more, you'll want to use these features to help you from having to go through places you don't really need to go. So this shows you the recently viewed, so you can see some of the pieces that I've been using lately. Bookmarks are going to be the scopes that you bookmark, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. And then there's a piece over here that they've just added recently called My Notes that you can access as well. So let's just kind of see how the bookmark piece might work. We're going to choose a grade level to look at, and we're going to go to 2nd grade. And we are going to go to Force, Motion, and Energy. Okay, so these are the 3 scopes that they offer for force, motion, and energy, and you'll see the standard here is 2.6A, 2.6B, and then they've combined 2.6C and D together into one scope. So as I mentioned, a scope is just simply all of the resources to teach that particular standard all the way through the 5E. So when we click on that, we're going to see a lot of different options. We're going to go ahead and just take a look at the first one, 2.6A. So when we open that, just to help you navigate a little bit, we're in the scopes, but now we're in 2nd grade, forms of energy, and that can kind of help you navigate right here. If you know you're going to be using this scope quite a bit for the 6 weeks, or if you want to have a shortcut put onto your home page, you can simply come up here and go to Bookmark Scope. And once it's bookmarked, when you go to home, when you first open up STEM Scopes, it's going to be right there. So that'll keep you from having to go up to the blue bar, going to Scopes, choosing your grade level. You can simply come over here and go straight to that scope. So just a little bit of a shortcut. When you're finished with it and you want to take it off of your home page, you can simply unbookmark it and it will be off of your home page. So that's a really nice feature to be able to use. When you're inside of a scope, you'll want to again look at this horizontal bar right here, and that is how you're going to navigate all of the materials that are within this particular scope. So you'll notice that we have the 5E. There's Engage, Explore, Explain, Elaborate, and Evaluate. So there's our 5E lesson planning arc. And here is Essentials, and that's going to be kind of an overview of what's inside of this whole scope to kind of give you an overview of what's in here. Great teacher background. Standards correlations, which are similar to the vertical alignment that we have on our standards clarifier. The materials list for everything you'll need if you're going to use STEM Scopes to teach throughout the 5E. Answer keys for anything, and then a really great feature called Standards Unwrapped. And we'll take a closer look at each one of those, but I just wanted to give you an overview of what's in here. You'll notice that over here on the right side, we've got Essentials highlighted in blue, so you can actually see what's in that pull-down menu over here. So you have a choice of either looking at it over here as a pull-down menu, or it's a static menu over here as well. When we have the Essentials chosen, we'll see that there are some things that are actually already on the screen. So we have Student Expectation, which is going to be the actual standard. There's just a quick overview of the key concepts, and these would be some of the fundamental questions, also known as guiding questions. So this just kind of gives you an overview of the standard in general. Then as we move over to Engage, you'll see if I highlight this, then there's only two components of the Engage, so it's either the drop-down, you can view it, or there's the static menu as well. And again, we'll be exploring each one of these tabs more in depth. I just want to give you an idea of how to navigate through the scope. Explore. We're going to have the drop-down menu, and there's usually three pieces here within the Explore, and that's going to be the main investigation. And then under Explain, we have several different components. And then Elaborate. We have several different things in Elaborate, and we can see that the static menu is here, or we can have the drop down here. And then when we click on Evaluate, we've got several different options for evaluation. Intervention has a few things to offer, and acceleration as well. If you are not a fan of the drop down and pull down menu here, you can also look at everything all at once by clicking all. And this will give you an outline view of everything that's inside of this scope. So everything that has been collapsed down and out of view, you can see it all at one time. So some people like this view because it helps them. They're maybe a little bit more linear in their thinking, or they want to see the overall plan of everything there, which is nice. And you can they're hyperlinked right there too. So that's just another view that can kind of help you choose the pieces that you want to use. So that's just a general overview of the scopes on how you would navigate that. In the next pieces, we're going to be exploring what's inside of each one of these tabs.